Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday Night Live coin and silver auction with me, Raven of RavenHawk Coins. Hope everybody is doing well tonight. Good to see everybody in the nest. I see we got Invisible River Ranch, Create Craft Coins and Collectibles, USS Missouri Vet, Eric A., William E., Tom Thumb, Brother Bill Driscoll, Teacher 1388, Chew 46428. Good to see ya. Joe Overly in the nest, Wolf Tracks, Emil G2, Wolf Tracks, I think I just said hi. Vincent Caparina, Buy Up Gold and Silver, Gary S., Blue and Brown Boatsy. Good to see you. John Camper, how you doing? Jimmy J in the nest as well. Tonight we have all slabbed giveaways, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Savvy Stacker? James Barron is here. John Ramsey. John, it's real easy. You become a member of the nest. And if you have the Platinum Penguin, you get free shipping. Or if somebody knows who you are, they can back your name up. Matter of fact, Create Craft just put the instructions right there back to back for you. And like he says, first time bidders must pay for their first auction item before bidding on other stuff, but then you can actually have a running tab and pay the rest at the end of the night. Wayne Lynn in the nest. What's up, Wayne? Michael Hargis is here. Crafty Dragon, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. Video Watcher, you going to the new Dallas Coin Show this month in Richardson, Texas? Video Watcher, the next show I'm going to is next weekend in Enid. And then the week after that, I have family in town. I don't really have it earmarked. What's up, Mike Sampson? Invisible River Ranch, the teeth are doing good. Thank you for asking, brother. Got a full tube of BUASE sitting in front of me. I bought here when spot was below 25. Guys, J-Dog with a $10 super chat says, you better call somebody, brother. Thank you, J-Dog. I appreciate that, my friend. Okay, it says I have an excellent connection, but I'm still getting that little circle of despair. I think that happens more often when you have the dual stream going on. Guys, Create Craft Coins and Collectibles is upgraded to a Platinum Penguin. Thank you, Create. We got CM Silver in the nest, Michael LeFew. Good to see you guys. Grayson Monks, how you doing? All right, let's start. Yeah, Video Watcher. I don't have that on my schedule. Unfortunately, the problem is that I have family, so I have a coin show coming up this next weekend, and then I have family coming in the weekend after that. So I don't have us on there. But, you know, you never know. I'll talk to my partner and look up the dates. But, guys, Jack Covert with a $20 super chat. I'm officially sworn off of platinum. Jack, there's no harm, no foul there, brother. So, a funny story. Jack came up to Duncan at the coin show I was at, and we hung out for a while and made a deal, and he's like, hey, I won this little gram of platinum. I'll tell you what, I'll add it to the deal, and, we'll call it even. And I was like, you sure you want to do that? He's like, oh, yeah, man. He's like, you've done a lot of stuff for me over time and helped, and, give me a lot of fair deals. And so he just wanted to do something nice. And I'm like, all right. So I put it in my case, and lo and behold, later a dealer comes up and goes, hey, do you want to sell that platinum? I'm like, I don't know, and he's like, let me look at it. And he's like, looking at it, he goes, oh, man, there's something weird. And I was like, what? Because I had never heard of a gram of fake platinum before. And sure enough, we put it on the tester and compared it with the platinum grams that he already had. His tested fine, and the one that Jack had won. Now, here's the thing: Jack won this thing on a Whatnot channel, you know? So it's kind of crazy how that happens. What's up, Show Me 8? Alright, let me turn on the giveaway. But I told Jack, don't worry about it, you know? Because he was trying to do something nice. Alright, let's get the Nightbot. I'm battling a little bit of a cold, guys, so I apologize if my voice sounds weird or I'm making little grunty noises here and there. But yeah, here, I'll get the gram. I'll show you guys. Win the fake stuff, yeah. It was really weird. And the thing is you didn't, you know, I don't look at grams that close. Guys, Blue and Brown Boatsy upgraded to a Platinum Penguin. Thank you, brother. Now, Jack will tell you that, guys, Michael LaFew, 39 months as a Platinum Penguin. 3 years plus, ladies and gentlemen. That's absolutely epic. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you, brother. So the funny thing is I never even looked at the platinum. I just put it aside and, you know, didn't think twice about it. And I'll show you guys. You'll see right away that the lady that's the artwork is fuzzy looking and there's some bubbles on the back and whatnot, you know. Seems like you get a cold almost every time you go to a coin. Gary S., I have a compromised immune system. And you know what? I try my best to use hand sanitizer, wash my hands, you know, but there be times where all of a sudden I'm eating lunch and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't wash my hands just now, and I handled money and shook hands, you know. What do you do, right? What do you do? All right, let's see who's going to be the winner for the 1962 Proof 66 Washington Silver Quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We got a... Let's see here. Gonna pick the winner. Give me just a second here. I don't know. I think because we got shady weather coming in that it's acting kind of weird. But here we go. What's up, Ricky the Scotty? Gene Anderson is here. Guys, Brown Sugar 0069. Truth Seeker, how you doing? KCB. Mr. Edwards. All right, 3, 2, 1, booyah! Civ 5 for life, ladies and gentlemen. Civ 5 for life. You are the winner of the silver proof. Let me get your name on here. So Civ 5 for life. All right, congratulations to Civ 5. Way to go. We'll turn off that Nightbot, and then, so here's the invisible scope, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when I look at it in a scope, it's even more telling. There's this little overlap right here. And so what I've found out is what they do is they take a razor blade or a really sharp implement, they cut it away, they squeeze it out, and they put the little fake one back in it. But the real telling thing was this other size. Look at all the graininess on that bar. When you see platinum bars and whatnot, they're really smooth surface. So this is what they call spark erosion. It's basically like how you would have keys made for your house. Civ 5, you email me, RavenHawkCoins@gmail.com. And so you can see where the packaging has a little bit of an overlap, that wouldn't happen either. So, you know, found out a couple things about what to look for, but the first time I've ever seen, what's up, Peter Bose? A counterfeit gram of platinum. All right, and Civ 5, I don't know if you saw what you won, but we're going to put it right there. Right there, Proof 66, 1962. All right, let's get into the first item on the night. And that is a proof set. I think these were called True View. I don't remember their perfect name, but this is the set, 1960. Look at the front and the reverse. Very nice coins. Looks like that Franklin might have a tiny bit of a rotation to the die. But right now, the melt value on this set is about, I don't know, 55, almost 60 bucks, close to it. I haven't done the math. I think it's like 55, maybe 52. All right. And we'll start it off at 50 bucks. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. And that's pretty much the melt value is what we're starting it off at. You know, we've been doing that a lot lately. Makes it kind of fair. Guys, Mr. Edwards coming in with the George because he can't drive. 55. All right. Man, there's something weird going on with YouTube. I have to keep updating. All right, going once to Mr. Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. Going twice. Mr. Edwards in the lead. What's up, Ink Man? Last call for Mr. Alky Hall. YouTube been off all day just a little bit. Ah, I hear ya. All right, all in. Fair warning. This bad set is sold to Mr. Edwards for 55. Wow. Only one bidder on the set. Mr. Edwards, thank you. Yeah, guys, we're having a problem, it looks like, with... It's saying that we have an excellent connection, but I can see that it's keeps doing the little white screen of death. Let me see something here. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Let's get the next item, lot number 2. It didn't go back to Wi-Fi that I see. Okay, I don't see anything. All right. Next item up, ladies and gentlemen, 1942 MS63 Walking Liberty $50. Gorgeous coin. That one I think actually got undergraded a little bit, but hey, I'm not the grader, so what can I do, right? Retail on this coin is probably about 70 bucks, give or take. And we're going to start the bid off at 55. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Guys, James Warner coming in at 55 and staying alive. Looking for 56. Edward trying to get in there. But Warner in the lead. Mr. Edwards coming back on the attack. With the George, ladies and gentlemen, at 60. Mr. Edwards in the lead at 60. Looking for at least 61. Going once. And Mr. Edwards in the lead at 60. Looking for 61. Going twice. Mr. Edwards about to get back-to-back killer deals. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. All right, all in. Fair warning. This bad. Oh, guys, James Warner coming in with the George of his own at 63. Going once. James Warner in the lead at 63, looking for 64, going twice. Warner in the lead, smopage, says J-Dog. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho, ho, ho. James Warner in the lead at 63. What's up, Frodo? Welcome to the show. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to James Warner for 63. Oh, did Mr. Edward get in there in time? Let's take a look. Nope, just missed it. Mr. Edwards missed it by about 2 seconds. All right, so James Warner with the win. What's up, Resin Dragon? Thank you. You know, it is what it is. When you got a compromised immune, you get sick more often than other people. It just happens. All right, next item up, my friends, we have 1855 seated Liberty Quarter. And we'll put that under the scope. Here's the obverse. And there's the reverse. Really hard to find the quarters these days. In this condition, worth about $45 because it's a better date. But we're going to start it off at 35. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Frodo, there is 4 different ways that you can register. CreateCraft will put it in the chat for you guys. We got Ty McFadden at 35, Eric A at 36, Gary S in the nest at 40, Ty McFadden coming back at 41, looking for 42, like we're Mr. LeFew, going once. Ty McFadden in the lead at 41, looking for 42, going twice. Ty in the lead, Gary S coming in at 42. What's up, cranky old man? Going once. Cranky is registered, guys. He talked to me at the shop. All right, going twice to Gary S in the nest at 42. Looking for 43. Last call. Gary with the lead. Ty McFadden coming in at 43. Looking for 44. Out the door. Going one time. Ty in the lead at 43, looking for 44, going twice. Last call, Gary S coming in at 44. Going once with the George. Going twice. What's up, Native Warrior? All right, Gary in the lead at 44, looking for 45. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Gary S in the lead. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Gary S for 44. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Gary. Nice little battle going on there. All right, Gary S. in the nest. Lot number 4. Up next, we have a Cat Bust $50, ladies and gentlemen. 1834. It is a VF20. The reverse is really nice on this. It might get a little higher than a 20, but I'm comfortable with calling it a 20. And we'll put on the scope. There you can see full detail of the coin. Very nice coin. No big scratches or issues in the field. And like I said, the reverse is actually really nice. On this one, it is probably retail at about 125. So I will say starting bid on this is going to be 110. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. That is a nice coin. You go to most dealers and they won't even come down to this kind of price. Cat busts are in such high demand that they literally keep up in it. Guys, Frodo 3320, welcome to the nest as a Copper Falcon. You know, if you become a Platinum Penguin, you get free shipping. If not, shipping is a $5 flat fee. All right, guys, Jungle Marine coming in at 111, going once. Jungle Marine in the lead at 111. Going twice. It would make that 116 for anybody that is interested in the Cat Bust half. What's up, Jim Shank? Last call for Mr. Alcohol, ladies and germs. Jungle Marine in the lead at 111. All right, all in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Jungle Marine for 111, ladies and gentlemen. And I apologize that my energy is a little lower, guys. Like I told you, you can tell by my voice and stuff, I'm fighting another cold. And it's just how it goes. You know what, though? I'd rather be alive than the alternative. For those of you that don't know, I actually have a compromised immune system, so I get sick a little bit easier than the average bear. All right, next item up, ladies and gentlemen, we have... What's up, Roy Boy? We have the Nui Pac-Man 40th Anniversary Colorized First Release, NGC slabbed and certified at an MS70. Very cool. These are all over the board on the internet. Yep, still on the right side of the grass. You know what's funny, Invisible River Ranch? I haven't sung in a while. You know, it got harder and harder to put stuff out, and, you know, it just is what it is. All right, so, do not enter, just subscribed. These go for as high as like 189. I put the value at about 150. But I'm going to start the bidding off at 115. Welcome to the nest, and then started bidding. You need to become a member. And then you said something about a super chat and something else you need. No, just one. Just one thing, Frodo. Out of the options that are there. Guys, William E. coming in at 115 like Mr. Bean. Looking for 120. Do we hear 120? Going once. I agree. Knew he makes really good stuff, Eric A. Really pretty stuff, too. What's up, Rick D? Going twice. The only thing I said is if you want free shipping, you need to upgrade to a Platinum Penguin. Last call for Mr. Alki Hall. William E. about to get a super deal on this thing. All right, all in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to William E. for 115. All right. Thank you, William. Heck of a deal, brother. But when I get a good deal on stuff, you guys know how it is. I give you a good deal in return. Newy stuff made by the New Zealand Mint. Yes, that is true. All right, next item up, ladies and gentlemen. 1962, Proof 67, Washington Quarter, NGC slabbed and certified. I'm surprised that didn't get a cameo. It's got a little bit of a rotation to the die. The 1 ounce 2026 Gold Eagle was 6,000 something. Wow. So you're talking about an almost $1,000 premium. Wow. That is unreal, Native Warrior. Excuse me. I don't deal with the mint anymore. No, I'm done with the mint. This coin is worth about 35. And we'll start the bid on it at 20 bucks. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Yeah, the mint's gotten to be something that's just really kind of unbelievable. All right, guys. Ty McFadden with the deuce on the loose, looking for the 23. Guys, Teacher 1388 making it great at 25, looking for 26 in the mix. Yeah, Muscle Shell, it's crazy. You know, here's the thing. I have 2 coins up for grabs tonight that they literally are charging $200 on their website. Unbelievable. All right, going once to buy up gold and silver at 26, ladies and gentlemen. Looking for 27. USS Missouri Vet at 27. Looking for 28. Going once again. USS Missouri Vet in the lead. Buy up was in there at 28 with the George of his own. Going once. Nothing can happen to a mint customer that has not already happened to me, says SF Kimrush. What's up, Azita Silver? Going twice. Buy up at 28, looking for 29 to make it fine. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. USS Missouri Vet coming in at 30 with a snow. Edwards trying to get in there, but Vet in the lead. Going once to Mr. Edwards, though, at 31. He came back on the attack, looking for 32. Going once. Going twice. So we got the 2026 proof double dated Silver Eagles with the Liberty Bell privy. And going once to USS Missouri Vet, it was really a shame how much they charged us, because at $250 we're really not making that much. And to be honest, we usually give people a little bit of a discount at the store, so more than likely those will sell for about $220 to $225 on average. I mean, that's insane. It's a 1 ounce, and they made 500,000 of them. It's not like the 2016 from Philly where they made, less than 80,000. This is 500,000 coins, ladies and gentlemen, and they're getting 200 plus per coin is just crazy. All right, all in. Fair warning. It looks like this bad coin is gonna be sold to USS Missouri Vet for 33. Tex Victor, welcome to the nest, my friend. Thank you for being a part of it. Then don't even get me started on the regular mint sets that have quadrupled in price. It's pretty crazy. All right. We're going to do a giveaway after lot number 9. We're on lot number 7 right now. This is the next... what's up, Washington State Jags? The next proof set. And this is 1962. You got some cameo going on that quarter. And possibly the Franklin. But the quarter definitely is nice. The dime is nice too. And let me get that. Description in here. We'll do like the same one. We'll start it off at around melt, which is a little over $50. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. Guys, Mr. Edwards coming in at 50, ladies and gentlemen, with the George. Looking for 51 to get her done. Going once. Guys, Zach Katz, I have to have you registered, my friend. Mr. Edwards at 50 going twice. Mr. Edwards, I don't have Zach Katz registered yet, so your bid is still at 50. And Frodo, it's real easy. You make your first win, and then you pay the first coin that you win at PayPal. Then after that, you can actually run up a tab on the night and pay at the end. Hold on, Zach Katz. Let me take a look. I didn't get a chance to see where we're at. Hold on. I got your dollar. Give me a second. I gotta go to PayPal. Sorry, guys. Just takes a second to get in there. Zach Cat, did you do it at a different show? Like a prior one? I think from the 19th. I think I can tell by your last name if that's you. Eric A with a $2 super chat. Okay, so it looks like Zach Cat is actually registered. So his bid at 55 stands. What's up, Kelly O'Neill? And guys, J Dog 47 months in the nest. Mr. Edwards at 56. Tex Victor, thank you, brother. All right. Going twice. Emil at 60. Thank you. Sorry guys, I got lost there for a minute. Not PayPal, but YouTube, it keeps saying I'm off the live and I'm getting the little circle of death going on. Alrighty, Emil at 60. Last call from Mr. Al. Key. Oh. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Emil G2 for 60, ladies and gentlemen. So Create Craft, that's because the feds actually asked banks to send their pennies in. But yeah, there's trillions of pennies that were made. That's why I'm kind of surprised that, you know. Yeah, Zach Cat, you were good. You were good. I'm pretty sure you sent your money the last show because I saw the last name and hey, Zach Cat, do me one favor. Just tell me the first letter of your first name. All right, here we go. 1963. Proof set. You're good to go, brother. Sorry about the confusion, and I appreciate the support. Look at that. Franklin looks good on this set, and this is the 63 set. What's up, Rubicon? All right. And again, we will start the bidding off at around melt, ladies and gentlemen. $50 for this bad boy set. Gorgeous. Some really nice examples in each of these. Zach Cat's coming in at 51 with the George, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Cat's in the lead. Emil, thank you, brother. Going once. Rockzilla, this is called it was either Clear View or True View or something like that. But they have metal screws. See the little metal screws and the way they have the 3 points that hold the coin? I don't see these very often, but they're really, really cool. And they're actually worth a bit, you know. I've seen people selling just the holders for like 15, 20 bucks. Mr. Edwards coming in at 55 because he can't drive. 55! Going once. Mr. Edward in the lead at 55, looking for 56. Going twice. Zach Cat sent in a $1 refundable deposit to PayPal, so Zach Cat is good to go. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Oh. Yes, Eric A., it is early 60s, those holders that they have. Eric A. is a smart guy. All right, Mr. Edwards in the lead at 55, all in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad set is sold to Mr. Edwards for 55. Congratulations. A fart smeller, they say, huh? That's funny. All right, Mr. Edwards is kicking some butt. We're going to do one more lot, and then we're going to give away this gorgeous 40% Kennedy half. Proof 69 deep cameo. These have gotten up to $45 in consumer price guide, which, you know, really surprised me. We have some really good giveaways tonight. All right, next one up, ladies and gentlemen, is an oldie. Check this out. 1860 from France. 50 centimes. They're 83.5% silver. They weigh 0.0671 ounces. And their KM number is 814.1. We're going to put it under the invisible scope. I know some of you really love these older foreigns. And so there we go. 1866A. Let me get the description. And starting bid on this, I would have to be at about $15. Let me flip it to the other side. Pretty cool. Civ, thank you. All right, guys. Gary S. at 15. Warner coming in at 16, guys. USS Missouri Vet with the deuce on the loose, my friends. Missouri Vet. At 15.42 became a Copper Falcon. Thank you, brother. All right, guys. Cranky Old Man coming in at 23 like he's Johnny T. Cranky in the lead. LeFew at 26. In the mix with the George. Eric A. at 24, trying to get out the door, going once. Eric A. in the lead at 24, looking for 25, going twice. Eric A. in the lead, last call from Mr. Owl. Key. Ho, ho, ho. Eric A. at 24, looking for 25, ladies and gentlemen. Do we hear 25? All in. Fair. Oh, wait, LeFew at 26, ladies and gentlemen. LeFew in the lead at 26, going once. Going twice. Last call, ladies and gentlemen. LeFew at 26, looking for 27. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Mr. Michael LeFew for 26. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mike. Congratulations. You guys always keep me honest. And lately, guys, the videos have been doing so well. I appreciate everybody that watches the channel the way they do, because we've seen a big uptick in the videos coming out and what the kind of views we're getting and everything. That means a lot to me and my family. The channels. Here's the strange thing. The subs have kind of slowed down just a little bit, and that's fine. You have ups and downs. But the important thing is the views, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. All right. This is what we're giving away right now. 1976 PCGS Slab Proof 69 Deep Cameo. Fun video today. Nice to hear the reviews. Thank you, Wolf Tracks. Copper Owl Coin says, good evening, Mr. Suzuki. Today's video was great. It was a great listen while doing deliveries. Nice. All right, let me turn on the the Nightbot. Sorry that my Suzuki was so poor and lackadaisical, but my throat is not going to be able to handle doing much more than what I'm doing right now. All right, I will be back in about 2 minutes. Good luck, everybody. What's up, Lone Star Fox? Yoksnav. You know, if you guys, I haven't seen Visterion in a little while. If you guys run into him, he's been wanting to get this note from me, and I thought the note had been sent off, but it hasn't been sent off yet. I felt kind of bad. But yeah. What's up, Mustang Dave? I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, to the person that asked if I was going to make that show, nope, that is the same weekend that my family's coming into town. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to go. Let's see who the winner is in 3, 2, 1. Booyah. Gilbert Rogers, ladies and gentlemen. Gilbert Rogers. Congratulations. What's up, Dewey Day? Hey, Cassie Hall. Congratulations, Gilbert. I don't think Gilbert's won in a long time. Alright, let me close this. Lot number 10. What's up, Blue and Brown Boatsy? Good to see you, my friend. This one we're going to have to put under the scope because it is tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. But it's an 1872 seated Liberty half dime, ladies and gentlemen. Very cool. Let me turn on the scope. Here's the obverse, 1872. That is a very nice coin. No scratches, no major issues going on, no pings or dings or environmental stuff. And there's the reverse. This coin is worth about $45 to $50, depending on what place you're in. What's up, Denmo? And we will start the bid off on this at 35. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. All right, Gary S. starting us off at 35 to stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking for at least 36 in the mix. Blue and brown trying to get in there. Cranky old man at 36. Now we're looking for 37. Lone Star Fox at 37. Dewey Day at 38. Eric A was trying to get in there. Dewey in the lead, though, at 38. Looking for 39 to make it fine. Guys, blue and brown Boatsy coming in with the George at 40. Going once, my friends. Chris Kennedy just subscribed. Welcome to the nest, Chris. So, it's 4 o'clock Pacific time every Thursday is when we start. All right, guys. Dewey coming in at 41. Gary S. at 42. Looking for 43. Going once. Gary S. in the lead at 42. Looking for 43. Zach Katz, no problem, my friend. Going twice. Gary S. in the lead. Last call from Mr. Alcohol. Guys, blue and brown coming in at 43. Looking for 44. Going once. Blue and brown in the lead at 43. Lone Star trying to get in there. Going twice, but blue and brown just a little quicker on the draw. Dewey Day at 44. Going once. Dewey in the lead at 44, looking for 45, going twice. And somebody said they're surprised half dimes are so reasonable priced. They are. For what they are, it's surprising. Their age and everything. Going once to Gary S. at 45, looking for 46. Guys, dang, time flies when you're having fun. 41 months as a Copper Falcon. 3 years, 5 months, ladies and gentlemen. Blue and brown Boatsy coming in at 46 with the bid. Looking for 47. Gary S. at 47. Yes, the nice ones are definitely hard to find. Going once. Gary S. in the lead at 47. Looking for 48. Going twice. Gary S. in the lead. Last call from Mr. Alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. Blue and brown Boatsy dropping the bomb on us, ladies and gentlemen, at 50. Gary S. coming back at 51. Going once again. Gary S. says he won't back down. Man, I cannot sing right now. Hope you feel better, brother. Prayers, man. Thank you, Lone Star. I appreciate it. Going twice. Gary S. in the lead at 51. Looking for 52. What you gonna do? Last call, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, blue and brown coming back at 54. Looking for 55. 42 months as a Copper Falcon, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes. 3 years, 6 months, going twice. Got a lot of long-term subscribers and members of the nest, and I can't thank you guys enough. Last call from Mr. Alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. Blue and brown Boatsy in the lead. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to blue and brown Boatsy for 54. Eric A., yeah, you've been here a long time too. Frodo, I was the first to do auctions. I've been doing it for a long time. About 7 years or more. And then a lot of people started doing them. And then Whatnot came along. Whatnot's really taken a chunk out of the action that used to be on YouTube. But, you know, that's how it goes. Oh, Crafty, love you back, my friend. Thank you. All right. 1863, 8 reals, Mexico, Zacatecas with chop marks, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know how I like these. So we're going to look at it real quick, and you'll see right there, there's 2 chop marks at the top. There's a little chop mark right there. There's one there, one there. One right in between Republica and Mexicana. Couple under the wing. So that one has seen a lot of history. Let's see here. I think the starting bid on this one, I will have to put it at 95. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. Your videos are the best and most authentic on YouTube. I appreciate the education and information so much. I learned so much each week. At 15 for 2, thank you, man. That is a very, very high compliment. I really appreciate that. We work really hard, myself, and then, of course, Stephanie and Sean, for helping doing the Coin Shop Talk series. Try to keep things really cool. So Ty McFadden, chop marks are when the coin would go across the ocean to China or the Middle East or anything, and they were tested by an assayer, and they would put that mark in there to verify that it was a true, authentic silver coin. Mustang David, 95, going once. And in China and Japan, they're really big on doing the chop marks. They're a part of history. They used to consider the coin damaged, but they changed it to being a part of history and making it something collectible. Going once, blue and brown in the lead at 96. What up, vote for Pedro? Going twice. Blue and brown in the lead at 96. Looking for 97. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Yes, chop marks do add value, my friend. All right. Hey, Ryan O'Daniel, new subscriber. Welcome to the nest, my friend. Well, you can be a part of the next one, that's for sure. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is so. 2 blue and brown Boatsy for 96. Nice buy. Good job. I haven't had one of those with chop marks in a while. All right. Next item up, ladies and gentlemen, from 1899 out of Great Britain. We have a really nice example of a 6-pence coin. We're going to put it under the scope. That's with Queen Victoria. And there's a reverse, 1899. It's a pretty cool coin. Worth about 45 or so. We'll start the bid off at $35 and see what happens, my friends. Hi, Pep. What are you doing, girl? Huh? What are you doing? Guys, Lone Star coming in at 35 with the George. Lone Star in the lead at 35, looking for at least 36 in the mix. Going once. Yeah, Peppa took off fast. James Warner coming in at 36 with the Snope. Looking for 37. Peppa. Going once. Pepper. Going twice. Guys, Lone Star at 37. Gary, yes, trying to get in there. Gary S. at 38. Going once to Gary S. Nice. 2 Boston Terriers. Boston Terriers are cool dogs. Going twice. Gary S. in the lead at 38. Looking for 39. Last call for Mr. Alki Hall. Guys, Lone Star at 39. Looking for 40. Gary S. at 40, my friends. Going once. Gary S. in the lead at 40. Looking for 41. Going twice. Gary S. in the lead. Last call. Frodo, I have 176,929. And members, I don't know. Let's see. Wow, it's gone down quite a bit. I have 111 members. I used to have a lot more. But members come and go. Thank you, Frodo. All right, all in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Gary S. for 40 bucks. At the height of memberships, I had like 235 members. But like I said, Whatnot came along and changed a lot of stuff that was going on. You know, I will say that everybody that is loyal and is around, they're getting really good deals. I've heard some real bad stories about people getting stuck with stuff from Whatnot. There's a guy that was in here earlier, Joe. He accidentally pressed the button, the swipe, and got stuck with an ounce of platinum. All right, 1869 from Hungary. 20 Krajars. And we will put this under the scope as well. And, you know, it's interesting how that has changed. You know, but Whatnot runs 24 hours a day. It's kind of hard to compete with them. All right, so here is the obverse of the coin. Really nice. No real issues. And that is from 1869. We're going to show you the reverse. And I think this one is 50% silver. Yeah, 50%, and it weighs 0.0428 for its total silver weight. Let me look at what the sheet says. Probably worth about 20 bucks or so. Maybe more, because you don't see them very often. My bank would have just laughed when they tried to bang my card for that purchase. That's funny. All right, guys. Lone Star coming in at 17. James Warner trying to get in there. USS Missouri Vet at the deuce on the loose, ladies and gentlemen. U.S. Missouri Vet in the lead at 22. Michael LeFew trying to get in there. James Warner at 23. Missouri Vet at 25. And staying alive, my friends. Missouri Vet in the lead. Let me turn off the scope. Lone Star at 27. Got in there just before LeFew. Going once at 27. What's up, Jeff Wisco? Lone Star in the lead. Going twice. Looking for 28. Last call. Guys, Michael LeFew says he knows what to do at 29. Going once. Going twice. Last call. James Warner coming back with the pew pew at 30. Going once. Going twice. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Aaron Foy, thanks for coming in, my friend. Guys, Michael LeFew not giving up with the expert Snope at 31, going once. Going twice. Last call. Michael LeFew at 31. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Michael LeFew for 31. Brother Doug Wagner, how you doing, man? Always good to see you, brother. Newbie here. When does the auction preview get? So the auction preview gets posted to my other channel on Wednesday nights, and it's called RHC Auction Previews. Here, I'll hey guys, if you can put the link to auction previews in the chat, that'll let people know when the video comes out, because they can sub to that. All right. No coin show this weekend, J-Dog next weekend. 1948. Yeah, I've had an auction preview channel for quite a while. 1948 South Africa BU, 5 shillings. This thing is epic. It's got a lot of silver in it. And so it's a $60 plus melt value. Thank you, Create Craft and Teacher. We're going to start the bid off at melt at 60 bucks. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. Guys, Gary S. in the nest coming in at 60 with the George. Jeff Wisco at 63 like he's Johnny T. Looking for 64 to get out the door. Vote for Pedro coming in at 64. Lone Star trying to get in there. Pedro in the lead. Looking for at least 65. Going once. What's up, Alan Hall? Going twice. Vote for Pedro. Lone Star at 65 and staying alive. Looking for 66. Going once. Lone Star in the lead. Going twice. Vote for Pedro at 66, ladies and gentlemen. Looking for 67. Going once. Mustang Dave, there's always a link up top where the preview video is. Going twice. Guys, Gary S. in the nest getting in there at 67. Going once. Vote for Pedro at 68. Looking for 69. Going one time. And I am sorry, guys. My energy level is really low. So I apologize for that. Going twice. Usually we have a lot more joking and stuff going on. I'm just battling. Gary S. in the nest at 70, ladies and gentlemen. Going once. Going twice. Last call. Gary S. in the lead at 70. All in. Thank you, Vote for Pedro. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Gary S. for 70. Thank you, Gary. All right, lot number 15 is one of those proof sets that we have in the clear plastic holder from the 60s. Which means these things have probably been in there ever since they bought them way back. This is the 1959 set. And there's the reverse. Very nice set. And this one goes for a little bit more normally. But we're not going to do that to you guys. We're going to still start the bid at 50 bucks. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. What's up, Silver Street? Guys, William E. coming in. Oh, wait. Zach Katz in at 50. Was in there first. SF Kimrush at 51. Dewey Day at 55. Edwards trying to get in there. SF Kimrush in the lead at 57. Zach Katz trying to get back in, but Fox in the lead now at 58. Lone Star Fox in the lead. SF Kimrush at 59. William E. coming in at 61. LeFew coming in at 61, ladies and gentlemen. LeFew in the lead at 61. Now we're looking for 62. Going once. 63 to SF Kimrush, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Wisco was in there, but Lone Star at 64. Getting in there just before Dewey. William E. at 65. Then we got a bidding war going on. SF Kimrush at 67, ladies and gentlemen. SF Kimrush in the lead at 67. William E. dropping the George at 70, going once. Jeff Wisco at 71, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Wisco in the lead at 71, going once. SF Kimrush at 72, looking for 73, going once. SF Kimrush in the lead. William E. trying to get in there. But Rush in the lead at 72. William E. dropping the mini bomb on us at 75, ladies and gentlemen. William E. in the lead at 75, looking for 76. Going once to Kimrush at 76, ladies and gentlemen. Looking for 77. Do we hear 77 going twice? Kimrush in the lead. William E. coming in at 80. William E. in the lead at 80, looking for 81, going once. William E. in the lead at 80, looking for 81, going twice. William E. in the lead. Kimrush coming in at 81, trying to get her done, ladies and gentlemen. Going once. Crate Craft grabbing his popcorn. Going twice. Rush in the lead. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. William E. dropping another George at 85. Going once. Going twice. Last call, my friends. William E. came in strong with that last bid. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to William E. for 85. What a battle, guys. Holy smokes. William E. he wanted that set, my friends. So did Mr. Rush. All right, William E. McFadden said, I thought that was going to make it to 100. Oh, sometimes it happens. You just never know, right? All right. I haven't had one of these on the show in a long time. Complete proof sets and slabbage sold as a collection. Yeah, I actually have a complete proof set in PCGS slabs. All right, 1937 Australia. 1 crown. 1 million minted of these bad boys. Very, very cool. And they have 0.841 ounces of silver. Let me see what that works out to real quick. Give me 1 second here. You're looking at about just under $70 in melt for the coin. It's probably worth over 90. So we're going to start it at the melting value. of $70. Yes, it is more silver than a Morgan. That's for sure. Guys, Zach Cat's coming in at 70, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Cat's coming in at 70, looking for at least 71 to get her done. Missouri Vet coming alive and dropping the George on us at 75. Going once. Jeff Wisco at 77. Zach Cat's trying to get in there, but Wisco in the lead at 77, looking for 78. Going once. Jeff Wisco in the lead at 77, looking for 78. Going twice. Wayne Lynn stepping in at 80, ladies and gentlemen. Going once with the stoke. Wayne Lynn in the lead at 80, looking for 81. Going twice. John trying to get in there, but Wayne in the lead. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Gary S. in the nest coming in at 82, ladies and gentlemen. Going once. Gary S. in the lead at 82, looking for 83, going twice. Last call for Mr. Alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. Gary S. in the lead for 82. What you gonna do, brother, when Gary S. runs wild on you? All in. Fair warning, this bad coin is sold to Gary S. for 82. Nice buy, brother. Nice buy. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I know I don't sound very chipper. For those of you just getting in, I'm battling a cold, so I do apologize. All right, last of these sets. This is the 1961 proof set. $1961 proof set in the 1960s style holder. And that is up for grabs. And we will start the bid off at melt. Of $50, guys. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Zach Cat's coming in with the George at 66, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Cat's in the lead. Civ for Life, love the gavel. Thank you. This is actually 6.5 ounces of hand-poured silver. This was made for me a number of years ago. All right. Going once. Going twice. Reverse proof mullet. That's funny. Yeah, Franklin did have the mullet. Last call. Zach Cat in the lead. All in. Fair warning. This bad set is sold to Zach Cats for 66. And we ship all of our stuff out on either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. That's how we've always done it, just for those that are new. Because we both work jobs and raising kids, so. But this will get shipped out. If you are not a platinum member, remember there's a $5 flat fee. Yeah, Zach Katz, it'll be 71, brother. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. All right. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, these are kind of an anomaly. I did not expect to have these on auction at any time soon, but I was at the Duncan Coin Show, and a guy came up to me, and he had the Batman and the Superman 1 ounce metals. After he had told me one of the other dealers offered him spot, which was kind of insulting since these are currently selling for over $200 directly from the mint. What I found out is they're discontinuing these because they didn't sell the way they thought they were going to. But if you go kind of look for them online, they go for close to $200 in most instances. And I still have the Black Panther, USS Missouri. There's the Black Panther. And I have a reserve at 165 on this. I'll give you face. That's funny. These are going to cost a little more to ship because they're an odd size and everything. But, you know, at 165, that's the beating everybody out there on the internet. If they sell, cool. If they don't, no worries. You know. Missouri vet, maybe one day. I kind of like that coin. William E. says 165 for Batman. William E., you know what? I'll say sold. I don't see people aren't going nuts for these, so I'll put William E. for Batman. Lot number 19. Sold to William E. Lot number 18. You know what? I'll tell you what, guys. I can't do much less than 160. That's the best I can do. Absolute best. William E., you only have to pay me 160, brother. I'm going to drop it down $5. I'm not really making anything on him. But I'll do a buy it now for Superman at 160. Joe Overly stepping in for the Superman. Joe, you can have it for 160, brother. Create Craft, yeah, put 160 on the sheets. Hey, William E., let me ask, so Joe Overly, did you want the coin or do you want William E. to have it? Let me know. Give me just a second, William E. I'm going to see what Joe Overly wants to do, if he's serious about wanting the Superman or not. And if he doesn't, then it'll go to you. There's Johnny T. What's up, Johnny T? Okay, so no, Joe said he wants it. So, well, Joe, he's getting the Batman one. You'll get the Superman one. And Joe, I actually have another one of the Batmans in my case. All right, so Joe Overly for the Superman at 160 and William E. for the Batman at 160. Congratulations, guys, and thank you very much. Sold, my friends. Joe, the next breakfast we do, I'll bring the Batman along. And you can get that too. All right. We're going to do a shout out to everybody that bought something this evening. Mr. Edward, James Warner, Gary S., Jungle Marine, William E., Missouri Vet, Emil G2, Michael LeFew, Blue and Brown Boatsy, Zach Katz, and Joe Overly. And thank you guys very, very much. I do appreciate it. So William E., oops. William E. will be there. And then we'll go. I'll fix this cell real quick. All right. So those items are sold, guys. So we're good. And thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. Create Craft Coins and Collectibles, Teacher 1388, Peter Bowes, Mustang Dave, Silver Streak, J-Dog, Mustang Dave, Vote for Pedro, Resin Dragon, Johnny T, Peter Bose, J-Dog, CM Silver, Brother Doug Wagner, Johnny T, all the mods. You guys are awesome. I'm sure American Patriot and Daryl were here at some point. So thank you guys. We're going to do a giveaway. James Warner says, best channel ever. Thank you, brother. This item right here would have cost somebody $130 to buy the pack to get this coin from Ultra Breaks. You had a chance at a half ounce of gold, but I didn't get the half ounce of gold. But we're going to give this away. Vote for Pedro. 3 cheers to Raven, the best OG auctioneer on YouTube. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. All right. Sorry again, guys, for the lack of energy. I do apologize. I want to give you guys a quality show, but my energy level has literally slammed to almost nothing. So let's do this giveaway. And Scott H, yep, it's an Ultra Break. It is a 1964 Kennedy half and an MS-64. I was kind of surprised that they went down on the grading standards of the Ultra Break stuff. I'm not sure what's going to happen going forward. But you guys will notice I didn't do a video on it. Donkey Sock, thank you very much. Says, get well soon. Bill Driscoll said, let's do it again. All right, guys. Big bucks. No whammies. Stop. I used to love that show. Maryland Cork, how you doing? William E. needs ammo. William E., come to Oklahoma or Texas. They got ammo everywhere. Oh, man. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it very much. And we're going to pick the winner in 3, 2, 1. Suzuki before we go. Create. Okay, guys, if you have your speakers up or anything, Zach Cats, it should be easy to find it. You know what, Zach? I could invoice you. I got Miss Raven invoice you. Zach Cat, just email me, RavenHawkCoins@gmail.com, and we'll take care of you. All right, 1 Suzuki for the road. Here we go. Suzuki! I really can't do it any louder than that, guys. My throat is killing me. All right, let's pick the winner in 3, 2, 1. Booyah! Meek Rat. Ladies and gentlemen, Meek Rat 02 just won the end of stream. Meek Rat, the lucky winner. You're welcome, brother. All right, guys. A big shout out again to all the mods. You guys, you make my life very easy. I can't thank you enough. Let me get this on the right thing. All right, like always, please make sure to take care of one another, and we'll see you real soon. RavenHawk Coins, have a great day.